One way in which this program has truly impacted me is showing me that authentic collaboration among the Pacific is possible.
Pacific Connect is important because it provides a space for collaboration that doesn't exist in the Pacific. And I know people would argue with me and say it does, but it doesn't.
The uniqueness about Pacific Connect is the second track approach that they use, where everybody is equal, they listen to everyone.
It exposes us to other organizations in Australia, in the Pacific. It pulls everyone together so we have a shared knowledge and idea about how we can be able to take this knowledge back into the community where we come from, grow and develop them.
The difference between Pacific Connect and other programs that I've had experience with is that we have very real exchanges of ideas, concepts, skill sets, and training on a very practical level. We identify the needs and we zero in on them.
After joining some of their workshops and trainings, they invited me to co-facilitate some of the workshops with them. That's what I find unique about Pacific Connect.
Pacific Connect has impacted me in a lot of ways, but one of the major things it has done for me is it has helped me gain confidence in my leadership skills. It has helped me hone and practice what I've learned in my leadership journey.
Pacific Connect is the real deal, an impact organization. I mean, the trainings I received, the skills I transferred to my work career, and not to mention the emerging entrepreneurs that I strongly recommend to be part of the Pacific Connect family.
I was looking for an opportunity, I was looking for a network, I was looking for a purpose in my life, and that's when I got connected to Pacific Connect. And that one dialogue that I attended that allowed me to gain that confidence in me, and then I never looked back from there.
I was quite frustrated with the way conversations were being held in the development space, and I just wanted to be a part of something different, and I got that. It gave me the opportunity to work with and talk to people from across the Pacific and Australia who own businesses across different areas that I don't think I would have ever met if I had just stayed in my comfortable silo, working in climate change in the development space.
The biggest impact that Pacific Connect has had on me personally is giving me the opportunity to connect with peers across the Pacific Island nations for both commercial opportunities and collaborations on different projects.
In Brisbane, I'm so happy to be here and to be exposed to lots more people who are doing the same work that I do, finding ways to improve what I currently do as a medical doctor working in the health industry on the preventive side of health.
My journey with Pacific Connect first began in 2019 in Brisbane, where I was part of a women's dialogue. I had started Fiji Finds, which after the dialogue became Pacific Finds, and it's an e-commerce platform where businesses can market and sell their products online. I've definitely really benefited from the program, and I'm so grateful to have been part of it.
I am the founder and director of Greenhouse Co-working and the Greenhouse Studio based in Suva, Fiji. I also participated in the Pacific Connect one-on-one sharing program, the Ideas Exchange in 2021. And I was so fortunate to have had a mentoring session with Edwina Griffin, as well as Taylor Hawkins. They have really given me such great advice that have helped me in my growth as an entrepreneur.
Pacific Connect is particularly important to me because it represents the values that I stand for. And one of the main ones is being able to bridge the gap between the modern world way of doing business to the grassroots women in Vanuatu. We all know that during the pandemic, a lot of the papas lost their jobs, and so the mamas had to step up and be the breadwinner. And it was through Pacific Connect that we were able to empower these ladies, give them the tools to be able to make the extra income through their side hustles so they can support their families. And that has been a wonderful blessing.
We worked with Pacific Connect over the past couple of years, learning how to set up Pacific hubs, which have been really instrumental for the virtual workshops that we've needed to deliver since the pandemic began for our various partners in 6 countries across the Pacific, since we haven't been able to travel.
Through the Pacific Connect program, we were able to roll out outreach sessions and information sharing sessions. We were able to talk about important issues like financial literacy, banking and investing your finances, and also about technology.
Our company Sky Pacific collaborated with Daniel Stricker through Pacific Connect to build a 3D virtual reality capture of very important and historical sites at the village of Potasi. The reason why this is important for our communities is because climate change is erasing a lot of our historical sites, and we need to capture it for future generations.
I'm just very grateful that Pacific Connect helped me introduce to my friend, and we managed to work on this project and get this thing off the ground, and to all the students, and the ripple effect that it had. If you just look at it, the teachers, the students, we actually had a vision that sort of got fulfilled, and that's what Pacific Connect I think is about.
I was involved with ICDP and a team of other Fijian artists in the creation of the DSDC project, Deeper Sounds, Deeper Connections. I believe that the Pacific Connect community gives the people of the Pacific a chance to widen our horizons, so to speak, and to realize more of what we are capable of.
If the Pacific Connect program continued, it would have a lot of benefits for the Pacific people. One of these would be that we'll be able to administer much needed programs in the communities that need it. People in the grassroots level would benefit so much from educational programs. We would help entrepreneurs, we would help women, we would help social enterprises. The list is just endless.
It is only through human connection, meaningful, sustained human connections, the same connections built successfully by ICDP and Pacific Connect, that the relationship between Australia and our Pacific neighbours will be sustained and strengthened into the future. And ICDP have done amazing work in that space, and I hope they will be able to continue to do so.
Pacific Connect is the first and only dialogue and program in which I was able to share my authentic perspective and have my voice heard. And if I were to see it continued, I am hopeful that other youth will have a platform in which they can share their voices and fight for causes that are important to the Pacific.